What's up, everybody? Big Herc 916, and I'm here with my man Gerard Lacey. Man, we telling these military stories. Make sure you hit the like, the subscribe button, share the channel. And this man is a retired naval aviation, and he flew fighter planes. This guy's a real G. He's not like the guy you seen in Top Gun. That's Hollywood. No, he's the real deal. And he actually worked his way through, enlisted to become an officer. And it's a totally different program than when you go and just, go straight to officers training and, maybe you have some history there and you can walk in. This guy actually did the long route, which is very, man, I had to, give this man a hug, a handshake, high five, everything, because he did something that's very, very challenging, very hard, especially as, a black man. So, Gerard, Ben, can you tell, our viewers, what that experience was like and how that works? Because I know we were talking off camera and how some people just go to college and then they can, go straight to officer school, or maybe they have, connections and they go straight to Indianapolis. I mean, how did that all work in the military?
Well, to be an officer, as I stated before, you got to have a college degree. Now, I was a knucklehead back in high school, lazy. All I think about was partying and chasing ass, and let my grades slip. So I said, okay, I'll join the Navy and see how that works out. Because I knew what programs were there at the time when I joined in '86. So I took the ASVAB, did pretty well, got stationed on the USS Midway, and I was a plane director, ABH 3. Walked in the Navy as an E3 because I had 4 years of 3 plus or 4 years of JROTC from high school. So when you do that, they give you an extra rank because now you know the military, you know what's going on. So with that, I walked in as an E3 in boot camp, get to my ship. They said, what do you want to do? And I took the test. I said, I'll direct planes. You didn't need to score high, just scored enough just to get by. So that's what I wanted to do. But I wanted to fly. So being up there where all the action was, I got to see, where do I see myself in 5, after my contract? Do I want to do this for another 4 to 5 years? Or do I just want to do my time and get the hell out? Well, I always wanted to fly. So being up there on the flight deck, directing, wearing a yellow shirt and moving up rank to, I'm 85 within a couple of years. I always try to put in for the officer programs. But I knew what I needed to do, get my SAT scores up, take a couple of classes aboard ship just to show people that I was serious about getting there. Well, the captain one day said, you're serious about this, your SAT scores are good. Do you want to go through a program called BOOST, Broadened Opportunity Officer Selection Training? It's no longer around. They call it the Seaman to Air Admiral program now. So I said, yeah, this is what I want to do. So I go back to San Diego, go through a 6 to 8 month course to pretty much it's like prepping you to take the SAT. And you're learning about chemistry, English, college level English. Your math is being picked up now. You're taking college algebra, trig, calculus, pre-cal calculus. That way, when you get to the university, you can hang. You could hang with the rest of the kids there. So went through Boost. I selected to go to University of Arizona through the NROTC program. And then I was within their battalion for 4 years. So those 4 years in college, you're going through prepping as an officer. The class, you take Naval Science 1, 2, 3, and 4. Well, within those classes, you have to take navigation, weapons, like learning how a weapon system works. The traditional stuff that officers do, learning how to salute, certain things, marching formation. I didn't wear my white uniform. Now, I was catching tail on campus.
Oh, you wore a white uniform on campus?
Yeah, during the spring and summer, wear whites. Now, the whites I would wear were like you saw in the movie officer and a gentleman.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So that's what I wore the 4 years.
Did they like double take women? Like,
Oh yeah. At the time, I was engaged, so she would look at me like, motherfucker.
You got to wear that again?
Yeah. So you do that for 4 years. You take all your classes, and 4 years later, you get your commission. Now, once you graduate from RLTC, your midshipman class, and then you graduate from the college. But you have to maintain a certain GPA. So it used to be, if you didn't maintain GPA, you get kicked out, and you were ex-enlisted. Well, to pay back that money, they send you back to the fleet as a enlisted sailor. So you don't want to do that, because now people get to fuck with you. You couldn't cut it.
Oh, that's when, it's embarrassing.
Yeah, it's embarrassing.
Yeah.
You got to go back. It used to be that way. They got rid of that, I think my second year in college, that particular statute. But I got my commission 4 years later. Within the last 2 years, they sit you down and say, okay, what do you want to do as an officer? Do you want to fly? Do you want to drive a sub? You want to drive a ship? You want to be a Marine? Well, one is based on your GPA, what you majored in. Two, how your peers evaluate you. Evaluation is a big thing, because your peers evaluate you because they look at, like, we're going to be serving together, or I might serve underneath you, or one day, no, you'll be serving under me. So the evaluations are really brutal.
So they look at a lot of different elements as far as your personality, your character, your
Absolutely.
how maybe you act in public situations, everything. You people are watching you, not thinking they're watching you.
Right.
Okay.
And depending on what you want to do, then if you make it, you're there. You get commission, you get sworn in as an officer, and then you get your assignment to where you're trying to go. My class, it was 15 of us.
Only 15?
15.
Wow.
That graduated from midshipman training, and 5 of us were heading to flight school, and the rest were all going. No, 5 of us flight school, 3 or 4 Marines, and the rest were going as surface warfare or different communities. That was some fun time too, because you're living life as a college student. Join a fraternity, living in a dorm the first couple of years, get your own place, maybe roommate with another guy, versus the guys coming out of the academy. No diss to the academy personnel, but that's a 4-year boot camp.
Wow.
They're parading around for 4 years straight. Well, yeah, me, I do my thing, do my duty, and then wear the uniform once a week, maybe once or twice a week, and that's it. While the academy people, they're wearing that uniform just about 24/7.
So by the time you graduated from college, how long had you been in the military before that? That told like 8 years?
Oh God, 8 to 9 years, yeah.
8 to 9 years, wow. That's a lot of dedication, man. I mean, and it's not a whole, I mean, I've never seen it, through people I knew, but there's not a whole lot of people going that route. So that's a pretty
It's a challenging,
yeah.
And the pay is good too, because they bump your pay up. They bump your pay up. Like when I walked in to RLTC, I was still at E5, so I was getting E5 pay, but I was a college student. Now RLTC, they pay the kids, but we call it beer money. $300-400. But me, I was getting paid like I was still in the fleet as an E5. When I graduated, I was a 01 E6, meaning that first year officer with E6, because I got promoted in the enlisted ranks in the RLTC. I don't know how that happened, but I remember Captain Jeremiah said, congratulations, first class. Sir? Yeah, you made E6. I didn't take the test for E6, sir. But that's
yeah. Wow.
So
you a young guy getting, living it up.
Yeah. So when I got sworn in as an officer, 01, my check was a little bit bigger because I was still getting E6 pay on top of my 01.
Oh, wow.
So, but that stopped for a while. After that, they did that for another 2 years, and they stopped getting like, okay, you're in the ranks now. You don't need this.
Yeah.
Your E is done.
Okay. And when you actually got sworn in, and now you're an officer, and you would cross paths with other officers or individuals who maybe went to Annapolis or some of the other places. How was that perceived? Because there wasn't a lot of. I know when I was on base, I didn't see any brothers that were officers on Treasure Island.
It's gotten better. I mean, like when I was there, when I was in the Navy, you saw me. Okay, like out of my squadrons, all the squadrons I've been part of, either I've been the only one or it's been another brother. It's only been like one or two of us. On base, you may see a few brothers on there, wearing bars. And either they went to the academy or ROTC like I did, or OCS. The interaction though, is pretty much the same. I mean, you get a few knuckleheads walk around with their class ring. They sit in the officers club. I went to the academy. Whoopie fucking dude, kid. Get the hell out of here with that. And they're kids.
Yeah.
We're sitting laughing. Look at this boy.
Yeah, clown.
Because he got we call them ring knockers, or door knockers. And they sit here, and they hardly hold their hand up, and they go to the women.
First thing they do, like, put their hand out?
Yeah, I went to the academy. So?
Now, is there a different camaraderie among, like, the Naval, then the Marine, and then the Air Force, Army, as far as when you guys, running each other, like, oh, okay, like, is it kind of a...
Yeah, we talk a little shit, too, because, like, some of my Marine brethren, we'll talk like, what do you do? I'm a mud pounder. Figured,
A mud pounder?
Infantry officer, yeah, figured.
Oh.
Air Force guy, what do you fly? Oh, KC-135s. Gas station. Next.
So when dudes would ask you like, oh, so Lacey, what do you fly?
F-18s.
And when they like, oh.
Oh, okay. And then you get some of the Marines, a couple of Marines, especially like E7s and above, or even some junior officers. Oh, so you're a zoomer. Zoom. Like, exactly.
Oh, a zoomer?
Zoomer.
You're up in the plane?
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow. Now, who do you think out of all the different branches, who had the cleanest uniforms when you guys would pop up? I mean, I know.
We did. Dress whites, choker whites.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Yeah, because I know
no diss to the Marine Corps officers uniform with the Malamute sword. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's gangster.
That was real gangster.
Yeah.
But other than that, when we go to whites, we pulling hoes left and right.
Killing it.
I remember one year I took my family, when I was married, Easter breakfast, brunch at a hotel. And we're all sitting around. So I get up, go to the dessert tray. Shouldn't be eating sweets, but I'm dabbling. This little girl says, Mommy, Prince Charming. And she looked up, she said, she's got I said, Prince Charming, I'm black. The white uniform gave away because Prince Charming wore the choker whites.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now, when you, as an officer and on top of it, in aviation, when you would interact or cross paths with anybody in, like, say, the political sector, like, would they look at like, wow, you serve our country? I mean, would they treat you differently because of your rank and your status? Because, enlisted, I know they do acknowledge, but...
I met a few political folks, congressmen and senators in my travels, and you get a few looking, okay, what's your name, son? Lieutenant Lacey. Okay. All right. Good job, son. Some of the people I met through the Black Caucus, they doing the nod, like, yep, we see you.
Okay.
We see you.
Okay.
We see you. Good job. What's your name, son? Okay. We see you.
It's funny because, I always tell people, like, you wanna go places that challenge your comfort zone. And whenever I go places, and especially like if it's like a higher end place and people see you, and they're wondering like, damn, okay, what is he doing here? You know, what is he about? Because it automatically stimulates curiosity. Like when you see, and I'm not being racist, but you know, white guys say, "Oh, this guy, you know, he's white, probably doing something, family got money, whatever." But you see another brother. I see a brother at Pebble Beach. I'm like, damn, okay, brother, oh, he's into oh, hey man, how you doing, man? Blah blah blah. It's like a curiosity thing. Cause like, dude, what do you know?
Well, I was taught to acknowledge my people regardless.
Me too.
Yeah, regardless. I mean, on the campus, prime example, when I was in college, you're sitting in a room with 500 people in a English class or chemistry class. And there's always one or two goofy white folks so, what position you play? At first, I didn't click in my freshman year, like, position, I'm not on the football squad, I don't play basketball, whatever. But my peep game to me and said, okay, these white folks gonna be testing you.
Yeah.
You know, because they only see you as one carrying the football or basketball or whatever. They don't see you. They don't see the engineer. They see athlete. And I remember I had this fine-ass white chick. Hey, I got something for you. Okay, what you got for me, girl? Can you pass this note to such? Okay. Huh? You know, so-and-so, he's on the team with you.
Oh, my God.
I just looked at like, the fuck out of here with that.
Yeah,
you know.
Go give it to me yourself.
You know, I was like, why did you? Oh, mommy said, I thought you were in the squad. I'm just like, oh, Lord, here we go again. You know.
And see, you know, I had it, I've seen that. Then I've also seen it on the flip where I've been places and it only be like me and maybe one other brother. And, you know, he's got the little Lamborghini jacket on and he's with the white guys.
Front.
And then I'm like, hey, man, what's going on? What's going on? Can't you see? I'm like, dude, I mean, there's only a couple of brothers here.
Yeah,
but you funny style like that? I mean, so I've seen that too. Like, damn, you old cornball.
Well, we have an organization, naval officers. It's just for black naval officers, Marine, Navy, all, you know, and been a proud member of that. I haven't done my membership in a while, but I was a part of that group. National Organization of Naval Officers, something like that. But it's a group of just black Navy officers, no matter what, pilots, sub-drivers, the whole nine, Marine. And we all fellowship, and we go there to fellowship, that like, okay, what's going on? How are you dealing with certain things that's coming down the pipeline? From the top brass all the way down to the brand new second lieutenant or ensign. We're all kind of like trying to feed off of each other, like, okay, how are you dealing with the fleet now? And what have you noticed about certain things? I mean, like right now, we got our first black 4-star general as the commandant.
Yeah,
that's huge.
That is big. That's big.
I mean, 246 years of this. Yeah, we've had black Marine generals, but not the top dog, like the commandant. That dude is talking to Biden like, Biden says, "Where's my Marines?"
Wow.
I got them on standby. Where you want them?
Yeah,
sir.
And see those accolades or accomplishments, you don't really hear those being talked about among the black community, but they praise all the other dysfunctional stuff. You know what I mean? You're not talking about the guy who went through, and like yourself, who's, you know, became a naval officer, who had the discipline, flew fighter pilots. You know, you weren't out here drawing down on your ops and doing all this stuff, and you had a bunch of keys. I mean, you were doing something that a lot of young brothers should be striving towards, because they have the potential, but they just don't do it.
I used to talk to the people who worked for me, some of the maintenance guys, the mechanics, and the electricians. If that's how they were smart, like, dude, you know, you're pretty smart. You need to take this somewhere, you know. If not, make rank, go to school.
Yeah.
You know, get a degree. So that way you can prove, you know, if this ain't your gig, you can get out and got a degree. And
so did you see a lot of brothers just kind of cruising rather than really pushing themselves?
I've seen both.
Okay.
I've seen both. I've seen brothers who just disciplined, I want to do my time and get a good job, because at the end of the day they want to work at Boeing or somewhere.
Okay.
You know. Then I saw the ones that was just like, I'm gonna put my time to get the hell out of here. And if I get a job, blessed with a good job, cool. And then there's always a couple that stand out. I used to notice the few sailors that would stand out. Like, this kid, I want to talk to him. I want to pull him to the side and say, what are you doing? We need to get you on the right path.
Now, did you have somebody that kind of pulled your collar, man, that laced you up like a mentor?
Yeah. Captain Donnie Cochran, he was like a mentor. Captain Cochran was the first black Blue Angel back in 1984, 85. And then he became the first black commanding officer of the Blue Angels in the mid-90s. So he's been a mentor to me. General Bolden, who went to space, General Bolden, who was head of NASA, but he was like a mentor. I only met him once, but he was like a mentor. Then I had some personal friends who were educated, out there doing their thing, you know, being successful entrepreneurs. They said, hey, education's the way to get it, dude. Don't be out here bullshitting your life. Get out there. And then I have a great uncle who really inspired me. He's a Tuskegee Airman. And
wow.
I mean, when I really got to find out who this guy was, I was just like, yo, this is what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing now.
And you know, you saying that, I think about like just the impressions people leave on you. Like you said, you met that guy once, but you still talk about him like, dude, like you knew him intimately,
Yeah.
you know? And I always say how important the right people are around you. Like I can still remember, you know, hanging out with somebody and their dad was like maybe an executive, and you hear him talking, you can still remember like the way he talked, or his dress, or how he carried himself. Certain things like, and you flash back to like, man, how that impacted you 20-some years ago. You know, so it's so important to have the right people around you, because on the flip side, if you got somebody who's, you know, twerking or doing this or doing that, it's like that's your impression of what you hold, what you hold your candle to. You know what I mean? That's what your standard is. And so, you know, it's different standards to the game, and I had to learn the hard way. You know, because my mentor, I found that in prison, but you know, being blessed to find a mentor, somebody who shares a story with you that shaped your life, man, to become who you are today, man, it's a true blessing, man.
Yeah, it is. And when I try to talk to these kids about what I've done, just some of the places I've been, they seem excited, but all of a sudden they're like, it's cornball. Look how you talk. Look how you dress. You're not dressed like me. Oh, how can I relate to you? Dude, I'm a poor black kid from Pasadena. I just was fortunate enough to make it. You know, I had people around me to say, get your ass up and do something with your life.
Now, you know, off topic, but I know I'm a big car guy, and I remember you sent me a picture of the Porsche Slant Nose. One of my all-time favorites. I had one at one point, but you know, what made you pick that car, man? I mean, that car right there is Miami Vice, baller.
I've always been a Porsche guy, even when I was in, you know, enlisted Navy. I'm like, how in the hell am I get a Porsche on Navy pay?
Yeah.
As enlisted, like, I'm gonna find out one day. Well, my uncle made a deal with me. He says, you get your degree, I'll take care of I'll get you, we'll look for something nice. So I got my degree. About a week later, he says, hey, come outside. So I'm at my parents' house. Laced me up with a 930.
Oh my God, your uncle, 930.
Dude,
a 930 is insane.
It was all, that was my honey wagon. Oh, that was my honey wagon.
And what made you get rid of it? Because I know looking back now, that car, to touch it now is, dude, the prices are crazy.
I got one too many ticket. My skipper, squadron commander, looked at me and says, I'm tired of you. I'm tired of this car. I'm tired of these tickets. Get rid of this car, I'll get rid of you. Is that clear? Aye, aye, sir. So I had to sell the car.
Oh.
And he looked at me and says, don't you have a kid? What do you need a Porsche for, son?
Now, with a lot of people kind of hating on you when they seen that thing was on base with that. They're like, you were talking to town.
Oh, at the time I was going through flight training. Everybody was driving those Mitsubishi 3000 GTs.
Oh yeah.
That was that car.
Yeah.
and the Peugeots.
Yeah, I had a Peugeot 505.
The 505.
Yep.
The Saabs.
Saab, yep.
And
Nine,
the Mitsubishi.
Saab 9,
Yeah. I rolled in with that Porsche, and you saw it was funny. All the old heads, we call the senior officers, all the old heads was like this. Because all the old heads
killed it.
Yeah, all the old heads going, this kid know what he's doing. The other guys roll up with this Japanese, and you're like, what the hell is that? That ain't no car. And so I remember talking to one of the senior officers. He said, son, he took me back to my glory days. I'm like, sir? He says, when I got to Pensacola, the only car that everybody wanted was either Camaro, the old Zs, the ZXs, and Trans Ams, or if your parents had money, you had a Corvette. He said those were the cars that everybody rolled up in Pensacola. He said, you rolled up with a Porsche. That's nice. And he said, I said, yeah, I saw you old heads going like this. He started laughing like, yep, we were giving you the nod, like, yep, that's it.
Yeah, because it's crazy. I'd never, growing up in Sacramento, I'd never seen a Porsche. I mean, I seen a 924, the little baby one.
Right. But
like you said, a 930, like when I got older, I seen them like, but a 930 from the slant nose deep. I mean, dude, you pull up in that, dude, you drop the top, that's like, woo, Miami Vice.
Yeah.
That's you were killing it.
Mine wasn't the convertible, but it was nice.
Yeah.
6 gear. Ooh, that damn
dude, that thing is this.
It was a monster.
Yeah, it's a monster.
I blew out some Celines. I put some Celines in check. This is in the 90s. I put some Celines in check when I had that.
Yeah, because brothers in Porsches, bro, and you were like, dude, you were a superhero.
And I remember this guy in the Celine, like, yeah, run it. We ran it. I was in 3rd gear. Bye-bye.
We walked him.
No.
Oh, my God. Hey, man. Big Herc 916, Gerard Lacey, man. Man, we kicking it with these military stories. Stop walking around with a crusty butt, smelly ball sack, and a funky hoo-ha. Big Herc said, wash that ass. Pick you up a t-shirt at freshoutseries.com.